Good morning, students. History chapter of class 10th is going on, and we are just in the end. Two parts are remaining, part number 5 and part number 6. Part number 5 is the visualizing the nation, and the last is the imperialism and the nationalism. These two concepts will be discussed with you. It is better to have the book with you, because some typical words will be coming. It is not possible to give you the content orally, so better you have book in your hands, and I will read the chapter. The full chapter will be given to you, and word by word meaning will be told to you. It is better to have your books in your hands. Dear students, it is giving here visualizing the nation. Have you ever thought, if any nation is presented in the form of human being or in the form of female, male, generally it is not possible, but it has been done. This type of experiment has been done. It is given here. While it is easy enough to represent a ruler through a portrait or the statue, with the help of a statue and a portrait, nation can be presented. How does one go about giving a face to a nation? But how it is possible to give a face to a nation? It is generally not possible. Artists in the 18th century, 19th century found a way out by personifying a nation. In that century, 18th and 19th century, the artists, they tried to personify the nation. Personification, everybody knows. What is the meaning of personification? It is a figure of speech. If anything is presented as it is life or death, in the form of human being, it is a life, it is having life, it is called personification. For example, the rock was roaring, the mountain was roaring. Mountain cannot roar, but the non-living things, they have been presented as they are living. It is called personification. And in the same way, nation has also been presented as it is living, or as it is in the form of living person, as a man or female. Next thing has been given. So this thing, when any nation, any land is presented in the form of human being, either it is male or female. Do you remember Bharat Mata? Is there any lady living in India that is called Bharat Mata? No. No address is there. But we have imagined it in our minds. We have thought it in our mind. Only imagination is there. We have personified our country India. In other words, this is also called allegory. Allegory word refers to a thing when we present any nation in the form of male or female. In France, if you remember, French Revolution took place in 1789. After that, German unification also took place. In second paragraph it is given, you will recall that during the French Revolution, artists used the female allegory to portray ideas such as liberty, justice and republic. Actually, the people of France, they wanted to establish the rule of liberty, rule of justice and the system as republican system. For that purpose, these ideas were represented through specific objects and symbols. So many symbols have been used. So many things have been used to make the people aware. Tricolor flag in India. So many other songs have been composed. They were the symbols of national unity. As you would remember, the attitude of liberty are the red cap or the broken chain, while justice is generally a blindfolded woman carrying a pair of weighing scales. Generally, you have seen a statue of liberty. In one hand, this statue is handling, it is having the scale. This scale refers to the liberty and justice. Generally it is presenting justice. It is the presentation only. We are going to present the nation as it is giving you justice. It is creating a state where justice and liberty will be respected. Similarly, female allegories were invented by artists in 19th century to represent the nation. Just like it, in France or in Germany, two figures have been originated. Two figures have been created. For what purpose? Because the artist wanted to draw the attention of the people of those countries. In France, she was Christian Mariani, a popular Christian name which underlined the idea of people's nation. In France, this imagination has been done in the form of Christian Mariani. Christian Mariani, it is a name of a lady of France. In reality, it is nowhere, but it is imagination. It is a symbol of liberty and republic. Her characteristics were drawn from those of liberty and republic. This type of image of Christian Mariani, it presents the symbol of liberty and justice and republic. The red cap, the tricolor, the cockade, the statue of Mariani were erected in public squares to remind the public of nation symbol of unity and to persuade them to identify with Mariani. Images were marked on coins and stamps. On every coin, on every seal, on every paper, the image of Christian Mariani was printed. For what purpose? So that people of France can be united easily by seeing that type of image of country. Generally, what is the meaning of all those things? Artists or those people who want to inspire the people to have unity for the country, they have created such an idea where feelings of people, they can be joined with the country. It is also a way by which people can be united. People can be one for the country, and for this purpose they have created an image. That may be the image of Bharat Mata for India, that may be the image of Christian Mariani for France, and for Germany it was the image of Germania in Germany. All the people of those countries, they started thinking about country just as it is living thing. Country is not a living thing. Country is a part of land. People are living there. But if we want to see the country in the form of living person, one image we would have to create. So by doing this thing, the artist, other people, they created nation in such type of image where people started unifying them. And it is beneficial for those people who can understand nothing but portrait making, but respect for the country. In this way, content is there, conclusion is there. In any country, people can be united if they are given one target to follow. This target may be the statue, this target may be the symbol of the country. For example, in India, whenever we saw any flag, generally tricolor flag, Tiranga, what feelings are coming in our mind? We just say Indian flag. It means this flag represents the country. Just in the same manner, Bharat Mata, it has been presented as a symbol of nation or symbol of country. Just it is country. Dear students, I think you have got the matter, you have got the sense of the part visualization. So in this way also people have been united. In other part we will discuss what is the difference between nationalism and the imperialism. Wait for that. Welcome back to the part number 6, class 10th history. This is the last part of your chapter. You are seeing here nationalism and imperialism. Dear students, in whole chapter you have seen what is the meaning of nationalism. Nationalism is that feeling which exists in the heart of every citizen in every country. Devotion to nation. In nationalism, there is no feeling of conflict, of war, battle, or anything else which is wrong. But in this part, you will see the further phase of nationalism, the next phase of nationalistic feelings. Better you have books in your hand. I will read line by line and you have to get the meaning of the lines. Nationalism and the imperialism. By the last quarter of 19th century, nationalism no longer retained its idealistic liberal democratic sentiments of the first half of the century. Very soon, it was observed in Europe that nationalistic feelings, they became the cause of conflict between the nations. And during this period, nationalist groups became increasingly intolerant of each other and ever ready to go to war. After being united, every state wanted to expand its territory till the boundary of other country. These types of feeling were created among all the countries of United Europe. The major European powers in turn manipulated the nationalist aspirations of the subjects, people in Europe to further their own imperialistic aims. Means all those countries which have been united, which have went through unification, now they became prosperous, developed, and they started to think for their further target. What was the further target for these countries? Actually, after gaining power, after gaining resources, they started thinking to occupy the areas of other countries. This process has been started after the nationalistic movements went there. What happened? The most serious source of nationalist tension in Europe after 1871 was the area called the Balkan. Now, whatever I am reading, you should be serious about the paragraph. The most serious source of nationalist feelings or tension in Europe after 1871 was the area called the Balkan. What is Balkan? It may be a question. Balkan is not the name of any country. This was the group of country. Just you call Asia, means in Asia, China is there, Russia is there, India is there, Myanmar is there, Bangladesh is there, Pakistan is there, Bhutan is there, Nepal is there, Maldives is there, Sri Lanka is there. These countries include in Asia. Asia is single name. In ancient time, in 18th-19th century, Balkan was the area in which so many countries were included. How many countries were included that time? It is given here. Romania, Bulgaria, Albania, Greek, Macedonia, Croatia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Slovenia, Serbia and Montenegro. These were the countries that were included in Balkan area. Combinedly they were called Balkan. What happened there? Whose inhabitants were broadly known as slaves. The citizens of these countries, which is called Balkan, they were generally called slaves. A large part of Balkan was under the control of Ottoman Empire. Another thing, the area which I have explained before you, that is Balkan, maximum part of this Balkan area was under the control of Ottoman Empire. Ottoman Empire means the rule of Muslim Empire that time. Whatever area was there under Balkan, out of whole area, maximum area was under the control of a Muslim ruler. This Muslim ruler and his empire was called as Ottoman Empire. And the spread of the ideas of romantic nationalism in the Balkans together with the disintegration of the Ottoman Empire made this region very explosive. Slowly, those countries which were including themselves in Balkan area, the citizens of those countries, they started thinking to go far away from the group. All the countries under Balkan group, they wanted to be free. Nationalistic feelings created. They wanted their own nation because earlier all the countries were under Balkan. Some countries were under the rule of Muslim ruler. Nobody wanted to be with Muslim ruler. They all wanted to go far from that ruler, from Ottoman Empire. What happened then? All through the 19th century, the Ottoman Empire had sought to strengthen itself through modernization and internal reforms, but with very little success. Time passed. With the passage of time, these countries became developed countries. They became prosperous also. One by one, its European subject, nationalistic, broke away from its control and declared independence. Whatever countries were under the Balkan group, these countries decided to go far from this group. In other sense, all the countries wanted freedom from the Balkan area. They wanted their own nation. The Balkan people based their claims for independence or political rights on nationality and used history to prove that they had been once independent but had subsequently been subjugated by foreign powers. You are thinking, when one group was there, Balkan, whatever countries were there, they were also under this group. Why the people of those countries, they decided to think to go far from the Balkan group? Actually, the citizens of this group, Balkan group, they wanted to establish the supremacy of their culture, of their tradition, of their custom, of their language, or of their prosperous culture. They wanted their own nation in which all the customs, all the duties, all the traditions, historical things, they should be same. And what happened then? Hence, the rebellious nationalists in Balkans thought of struggles as attempts to win back their long lost independence. Means, these countries which were under the group of Balkan, they wanted freedom from the group. They were ready to go through the war also against each other, because the only aim was there to establish their own empire, their own state, In simple word, every country, the citizens of every country, they wanted to exist separately. They wanted to exist independently, and for that there was possibility of conflict, because in this way the group that was called Balkan, it was going to be broken. As the different Slavic nationalistic struggled to define their identity and independence, the Balkan area became an area of intense conflict. When every country wanted to be free from the Balkan group, you are also thinking, among every country, mutually there was a possibility of conflict and war. The Balkan states were fiercely jealous of each other, and each hoped to gain more territory at the expense of others. Every country wanted to have its freedom at any cost, whether they should go forward against any country. They could start the war also. Matters were further complicated because the Balkans also became the scene of big power rivalry. Another problem also created there. Large countries, they were also watching the poor condition of Balkan. They were also watching. For example, if any poor person is carrying anything precious, those people who are watching from far that precious thing, they could also think to occupy these precious things. In the same way, those large countries which have been unified earlier, they thought the small countries which are willing to go far from the Balkan group, these countries should be reoccupied again by the large countries. This was being thought by the powerful countries, and European powers over trade and colonies as well as naval and military might, because the European countries, other countries, they were having military power, naval power and other types of powers they were having. They were thinking that we would be winning by using these types of powers. These rivalries were very evident in the way the Balkan problem unfolded. In this way, the Balkan problem became complicated, became complex. Russia, Germany, England, Austro-Hungary, and these all countries was keening or countering the hold of other powers over the Balkan. Every country whose name I have taken here, Russia, Germany, England, Austria-Hungary, these countries wanted to have possession over those countries which were earlier joined with Balkan. Now they were thinking to go far away from the Balkan group. At one hand there is well, at the other hand there is valley, stretch. This led to a series of wars in regions, and finally the First World War happened. Every time, remember it, whenever jealous, tensions, feelings of imperialism to extend the area with political power, whenever these factors are used, definitely the result would be war. Among different countries, one word has been used for this type of common war, that is World War. Actually, this was the causes, these were the causes of World War First. Due to these causes, World War First started in 1940. What happened? Nationalism aligned with imperialism led Europe to disaster in 1940. Result was, you have seen, World War First started in 1940. But meanwhile, many countries in the world which had been colonized, by European powers in the 19th century began to oppose imperial domination. When war from dominance, war for supremacy started in Europe, in other countries where colonial power was there, other countries were ruling. The people of those countries, it means colonial people, they also decided to oppose the imperial power, just like India. Because the imaginations or the ambitions of powerful countries, they were getting the countries one by one. People of those countries which were under the imperialistic countries, they decided to go far from the colonial countries, from the imperial countries, and become free. Nationalistic feelings created there. The anti-imperial movements that developed everywhere were nationalistic. So, against the imperialist countries, against the imperialism, citizens became united. These events, these incidents, these processes, they have been termed as the nationalistic feelings. European ideas of nationalism were nowhere replicated, for people everywhere developed their own specific verify of nationalism, but the idea that society should be organized into nation states came to be accepted as the natural and universal truth. What happened at last? What is the conclusion of the chapter? Dear students, whenever ambitions come over the nationalist feeling, people become united. When people become united, there is the possibility of war against the imperial countries. In India, people became united. They started a movement. These feelings have been termed as nationalistic feelings. It is called nationalism. And those activities, when the other countries, they were trying to occupy the small countries, that feeling has been termed as imperialism. Two different words have been explained. What is the meaning of imperialism? What is the meaning of nationalism? I think the chapter has been completed. You can read the chapter, find out the question, prepare the notes, and some major questions I would like to give you. How can we visualize a nation using different type of symbols? What is the meaning of allegory? Another thing can be there. What was the tension in Balkan? What is the difference between imperialism and the nationalism? Which idea is beneficial for any country? Liberalism, nationalism, they have been repressed by the imperial powers. Why? Which is the best idea for survival of a nation? These are the some questions you can answer only after reading your paragraphs. Now the chapter of history, it has come to an end. Dear students, prepare chapter, find out the problem, and if any problem is there, you can contact with our teacher. Thank you.